Hey guys, today I'll be talking about the recent Samsung event that happened. I know this video is a bit late, but I've been really busy with work and stuff. But anyway, so in an event, Samsung unveiled three new laptops, the Samsung Galaxy Book Pro, the Galaxy Book Pro 360, and the Galaxy Book Odyssey. So the Book Pro and the Pro 360 are just your standard Ultrabooks. These have Intel processors of iOS graphics cards, and your standard I/O, USB, USB-C, HDMI, blah blah blah, and Dolby Atmos. So speakers should be good. It has this feature, which every laptop has, dual SSD, which is actually kind of nice, but most people are not gonna. The average user is not gonna open the laptop up. Eh. Easy Bluetooth connection. I believe this is also a feature most laptops have. The second screen feature, this might actually be exclusive to this laptop, as in you can use your Galaxy Tab as Series tablet to connect with your Galaxy Book. There's some colors and memory configurations. I believe in Canada and the US, there's only 8 gig variant though. We'll check in a second. And moving along, I believe the Pro 360 model is the same thing, but has a 360 hinge, and I believe an S Pen slot, but I could be wrong there. Moving on to the Galaxy Book Odyssey, again has 11th gen Intel and a new GeForce RTX Pro GPU that has not been seen before in a gaming laptop, so that's kind of interesting. Your standard ports once again. Oh, there's a micro SD card slot. Interesting. But this also has expandable RAM, which is good. And it looks somewhat slim from just the image alone. And some of the graphics, like I said, the RTX 30 series, that's new. No other laptop has that currently, so that's kind of interesting. And the perks that were mentioned earlier. So here are the pricing details for the Galaxy Book Pro. So it's $650. Oh, that's throwing me off. Oh, you can get it for this much for trading in. Okay. That really threw me off because I'm like, why is it so cheap? Anyway, we're gonna say $1,200 for this laptop. We're gonna ignore that part. Oh, a 5G variant too. Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, Galaxy Book Pro, $1,200 for a 13-inch laptop with Core i7 processor and 8 gigs of RAM. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Because if you think about it, the average MacBook Air is about $1,000. I'm just comparing the prices here. So, like this. Oh, wait, that's the exact same price. Okay, never mind. It's the exact same price. 512 gigabyte MacBook Air is the exact same price as the Galaxy Book Pro. But we're here to talk about the Galaxy Book Pro, not the MacBook. So, is it worth $1,200? It's hard to say. Like Samsung laptops are not that common. Like you don't really hear anyone. I've never met anyone but myself who's had a Samsung laptop. And the one I have is like a decade old. Like they're just not very common, you know? But hopefully this means they might start selling them in more places, right? I don't know. That's like my shtick with Samsung laptops that they don't really sell them anywhere. Like in Canada, we can only buy them from the Samsung store on here. We cannot really buy this at a Best Buy here. Oh, and to add more salt to the wound, I believe the Galaxy Book Odyssey that I mentioned earlier, this laptop, is not even going to be sold in Canada. Right now, you can only pre-order these two models, though they might add it in later. I'd ignore the prices. This is Canadian prices. These are the American prices. We're going to look at American prices for now. Another issue I have, Intel CPUs. Now, not everyone may know this, but very recently, as of last year, people have been realizing more and more that Intel is starting to kind of suck in terms of mobile processors. In terms of desktop processors, actually they're still kind of bad there. Okay, in terms of desktop, there's more expensive than AMD. AMD's more powerful. I'm rambling on. Okay, for mobile, AMD Ryzen has been very good last year. Their CPUs are more cores, they're cheaper, they're cooler, they have better battery life, all that fun stuff. They've been showing out some very recent gaming laptops like the Zephyrus G14 and the Lenovo Legion 5. However, it's not just gaming laptops. Some Ultrabooks have them too. though they're not as common. For example, the most recent example, the Surface Laptop 4 comes in AMD Ryzen variant. So why didn't Samsung do that? I found it very strange. Like, uh, 11th gen Intel isn't much better than 10th gen in terms of efficiency and everything. And once again, something else to talk about in terms of ultrabook efficiency, the M1 MacBook is crazy. Like this thing will get like 10 times more battery life than this. Well, not 10 hours more ish. So yes, I cannot really recommend a laptop because of the Intel CPU. However, I can't fault the laptop for that because many laptops still have an Intel CPU. If Samsung really wanted to make this the most powerful Galaxy, they should have added an AMD Ryzen 5000 series CPU. Also, why is only 8 gigs of RAM? There should be 16 on a like a 16 gigabyte version. Like, I don't know. Let's just check real quick. Oh, okay. So if I want 16 gigs RAM, I need to get this model. Or you can just get this model and open it up and add another RAM chip. But most people will be too uncomfortable to do that. So anyway, I'm rambling on too much. So the Galaxy Book Pro 360 does not have an S Pen slot. That kind of sucks. But anyway, these laptops seem okay for the price, especially if we do the so-called eligible trade-in. But I would personally not buy one just because of the fact that, oh, you can put a PC. Okay, let's select the brand. I don't know. Let's say I want to trade in Apple $50. Not even ask. Okay. Okay, so I guess any laptop is $50 trade in. Smartphone, let's say Samsung. I want to trade in, what's the newest on here? Note 9. $300. So why can't I trade in something newer? Why is it only Apple one? Okay. 300. Okay. So yes, they seem decent for the price, but let's Intel CPUs, yeah. Just I would say get a Surface Laptop 4 AMD variant instead, but even that's a bit iffy because of the Alcantara cover. Once again, rambling too much. If you're, I'll put it simply like this: if you do not absolutely rely on Windows, just get this and move on with your day. Don't get this because if this thing breaks, how are you gonna get support for this? Let's be real here. You can't just go to your Geek Squad and be like, "Hey, my Samsung laptop broke." They're gonna look at you and be like, "Samsung makes laptops? Like they've been around forever, but your laptop's branding just barely exists." Okay, so the Galaxy Book Odyssey. It's gonna start at $1,400, 15.6 inch. I believe that's the i5 version with RTX 3050 graphics, and we're gonna just assume it's 512 gigs of 8 gigabytes of RAM. So decent, 83 watt hour battery, very respectable. 4 pounds, that's kind of big, huh? Design seems alright, but once again, it's just being Intel is. So this is one thing I forgot to mention. The Galaxy Book Pro and the Pro 360 have an AMOLED display, which sounds great because AMOLED displays look really nice. But the thing is, you will get burn-in on this because Windows is not optimized to work with AMOLED displays well. So burn-in basically is image retention. For example, if you were left this screen on for hours and hours at full brightness, this lamp up here would permanently stay will permanently stay in the screen. Here's just a quick example. You can see these three buttons have been burned in. So yes, you may get something like that on your laptop, like maybe these three buttons up here might get burned in if you're just using Chrome for hours and hours. So I don't know why they went with AMOLED instead of QLED like they used to. Oh, and then there's of course the little Galaxy features like the quick share, quick pairing, and everything. But yes, to summarize, don't get these laptops because you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to just send these in to get fixed or whatever. You can barely buy them in the first place. You can only buy this from the Samsung store, and the fact that's Intel is just not good. Just don't get Intel laptops anymore, people. And that is about it. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble for like 10 minutes.